Oh, you're here for the show? Are you the performer's wife? Are you the girlfriend? And then when they figure out that you're in the band or that you're a musician, then it's always, are you the singer?
It's kind of like a double whammy being a woman and a woman of color because people can see that you fit two slots and you're only there because you hit that double whammy of marginalized groups. And so that's why you are participating in one program or you got a certain grant or you're getting a certain kind of exposure, not because you deserve it, but because your categories that you can check off the box led you to that place. So sometimes I could feel a certain silent judgment.
Every female artist of color, I think that there's this compounding otherness that happens. On one level, you already get the kind of the question of, oh, what are you? Because you're not white and you're often in these very white spaces. And then on another level, as a woman, you, there's this thing where you're kind of treated like a 6-year-old. Like you probably don't know what you're doing and like your arms are going to fall off or something if you hold or have to carry anything remotely heavy. So those two things added together pretty much make you feel like you don't belong, and it's not great.
On set specifically, sometimes I would struggle with how to say things. So I tend to be pretty blunt and straightforward, but I would kind of second guess it sometimes and be like, should I approach it nicer? Like we're all busy and in a rush. Should I be more, soft? But I realized that that was just thinking that trained to think and not something that we innately feel. So some of us feel, I can't speak for everyone, of course, but I think trying to find that balance again is something women of color have to deal with that a lot of other people don't.
I personally had to go on somewhat of a journey to find my heroes, whether it was like through the internet, sort of burrowing myself into the internet and being like, oh, there's this black female filmmaker that I didn't know about because the mainstream media wasn't putting her in my face as they were with other more popular filmmakers. So I found that I've had to sort of search for my heroes as a woman of color creative.
Every character that you end up drawing is automatically you. Every time. Well, not every time. There's some people that completely get it and they will look at the actual features and go, oh, that's not actually you. But if it's even similar to my own facial features, and I have, gone on at length about this too, where I don't go for the European features. I usually go for my own, and because I look at my face the most, they usually have my features, but I don't see it as myself. But someone else, however, I don't know, I think it's more of a mindset where they immediately walk up and they see that's you. You're drawing pictures of yourself. Not necessarily, no.
I don't know if this is the experience of every female artist, but I've often found in a theater context, maybe it's being an East Asian woman or maybe it's being a woman, older white men feel comfortable being racist in front of me. I can't even remember the joke but I remember it pissing me off. I was in a show where an older white man made a joke about Korean people to me. I'm not even Korean, and if I were, it would have maybe been more offensive. And I just turned to him and was like, well, I'm sorry you're so old and white. And then just kept putting on my makeup. I'm just like, why would you say that? So I think there's an experience of being a woman where we're viewed as safe in a way, and people are therefore more comfortable to let their guard down around things that they may not say in front of a man.
I tried so hard to be what other people wanted me to be that it was so unorganic and fake that I went through a whole phase of my life where I was this like bombshell, like sex icon thing that would wear underwear and all sorts of stuff just to mask who I was. And it's comedic in retrospect to me. Because that's so not who I am. I'm actually extremely introverted and kind of awkward and shy and nerdy, and I like study on my free time and things like that, and I'm totally not that, but I felt that was required of me. So, and then when I tried to pull out of it, it was said to me, well, your sex sells, so stick with whatever you're doing, because and it's almost like all the work I had put into whatever I was doing didn't mean anything, you know? And I think the funniest thing about it was that I thought I was succeeding and I really was not being authentic, so I was failing.